This video contains ads for Pokémon Mega Construx.
Hey, Pokemon Masters, Bergy here, and in this video I'm going to tell you how I make a Pokemon theory, what that process is like, and how I get from A to B. And while I do that, I'm going to be building this Pokemon Mega Construx Charmander, and yes, this video has been sponsored by Mega Construx. They have sent me out a lot of Pokemon Mega Construx for me to enjoy and build and collect. And whether it is that you are an architect, a builder, a creator of things, a collector who just wants to catch all the Pokemon, or whether you're a photographer, someone who enjoys posing and modeling the Pokemon and seeing the stories that they tell, Mega Construx Pokemon are for you. And thank you again, Pokemon Mega Construx, for sponsoring this little Pokemon theory video. I'm going to dive in, and I'm going to get started on Charmander, because this Pokemon theory that I've been thinking about, it's not quite cooked yet. It's not quite done. I feel like I need your help a little bit in the comments. But you know, putting together a good Pokemon theory, it's much like building a Mega Construx. It's about getting the right combination of pieces and putting them together to see what story they tell. Now, Pokemon theories don't come with instruction booklets, but I'm gonna do my best. And I realize as well, here I am just sort of thinking, this is fine, I'll build a Charmander, no problem. I'll do that, and totally it won't require all of my focus, in which case, telling a Pokemon theory for the first time might be hard, but anyway, I digress. Follow the instructions and everything will be fine. I've been thinking a lot about Charmander recently, and I've been thinking about Leon's Charmander specifically. In the post-game of Pokemon Sword and Shield, you can find a level 1 Charmander in Leon's bedroom, and it's got the ability to Gigantamax, just like his Charizard can Gigantamax as well. So that is, I guess, what you could call the first piece. The second piece is that on the Isle of Armor, Honey will give you a Squirtle or a Bulbasaur capable of Gigantamaxing, implying that the Charmander is sort of missing, or that the Charmander is perhaps the one that is in Leon's bedroom, or even the one that Leon has, his prized Charizard. So that's it. That's the first two pieces coming together to tell a little bit of a story. You know, maybe there's a pattern there, maybe there's a connection. Well, it turns out, on the Isle of Armor, Master Mustard, who runs the dojo, actually used to train Leon. Before Leon was the champion, he was Mustard's sort of protege, and actually, Mustard himself used to be the champion. And you might think, wait, does that mean that Leon has a Cubfu? And I think, yes, he does. Because Mustard had travelled across the world after he had stopped becoming champion, found Cubfu, made the Isle of Armor, and brought it back to the dojo and started giving it to worthy trainers. And the place that Leon messed up, according to Mustard, is Leon lost his sense of direction and couldn't make his way to the Tower of Two Fists, which, in order to go to the Tower of Two Fists, you'd need a Cubfu. So I guess Leon has a Cubfu or an Urshifu somewhere. Now, I mentioned this before, but Leon really isn't all that he seems. It says on his league card about him being bad with directions, but it's not just that. For him being a sort of master Pokemon trainer, and actually he's referred to as unbeaten, you do, in order to finish the story, have to, you know, beat him. And you beat him pretty much the first try, and the only big difference between your battle with him and other people's battle with him is that Chairman Rose is no longer the chairman. So I have made a Pokemon theory before kind of suggesting that maybe Leon isn't everything that he seems, you know? The plot thickens anyway when we look back in time to Mustard and we see his rare league card that states that he actually, when he was the champion 50 years ago, and he set the record, which was 18 years of being champion, undefeated. Incredible stuff. He actually got there by beating the Fairy-type gym leader, which we know from Opal's league card would have been her, because Opal was the Fairy gym leader at least 70 years ago when she took over her mum. So he beat Opal, became the champion. He was a Fighting-type gym leader, and now Mustard, he's the champion, and then he's the champion for 18 years until he sadly loses his partner Pokemon. And he is asked by the then chairman to win a rigged match, which, you know, again, ties into this theory about Leon not being everything that he seems. But anyway, we have a mouth, maybe the beginnings of something here. According to the Pokemon website, though, Mustard was the champion in a time before Dynamaxing was part of the Pokemon League. It's a totally different age. 50 years ago, he becomes the champion. He's a champion for 18 years, which means 32 years ago is when he stopped being the champion as a result of the then chairman asking him to win this rigged match. So that makes me then wonder, this is where my brain goes, who was the chairman before Chairman Rose, or even the chairman before that? So Chairman Rose probably isn't older than 40 or 50 himself, so he probably was not the chairman 32 years ago. That doesn't make sense to me. And then, assuming Leon's been the champion for about a decade, Hop does remember him becoming the champion and setting off for his journey, and Hop is probably, in his early teens. So let's say Leon's been the champion for a decade, and 18 years, which is how long Mustard went for, is the record. That means that there had to be at least 2 champions between Mustard and Leon. So who are these mystery champions? Well, I think I know who one might be. At first I was wondering, is it possible that, like, Chairman Rose, who is about between the ages of these 2 characters, is it possible he could have been the champion? It turns out, according to his league card, that actually he was a good trainer, and he even competed in a championship cup and came second. So the question is, who beat him? It wasn't the same championship cup that Leon entered, because Chairman Rose is, like, advocating for Leon becoming champion. And it wasn't Mustard, because that battle was 50 years ago, you know, and Chairman Rose presumably hadn't been born then. So this is where we start to get really, really speculative, because my thinking is this. There are 2 lead things that I want to inquire about. Number 1, we've got all of this backstory about Sword and Shield provided in the league cards, provided by the character, and clearly there is an in-between champion or 2 and an in-between chairman or 2. So the question is, who are these people? And my suspicions, for at least in part, is that Peony is involved. This is me getting really speculative here, okay? But the thing about Peony is, and I've said this before, he's the new character from the Crown Tundra, and he looks just like Chairman Rose. As far as I'm concerned, they're very clearly related. Not only are they related in the way that they look, maybe they're, like, I don't know, father-son, or for the case of this theory, brothers, perhaps. They have these parallels. Like, Chairman Rose he used to work in the mines of the Gala region. You find that out through Oleana giving you the leak card of him in the post-game, and it says, you know, he used to work in the mines of Gala, which makes sense for his team that are all, like, steel-type Pokemon. He's got Copperaja as one of his main Pokemon, and Copperaja is seen being used by various coal mine workers in the Gala region. And Peony, as we see in the Crown Tundra, works in the Crown Tundra underground. He's got his hard hat on. You can even see in the Crown Tundra trailer, there's, like, the electricity pylons, and they're the same one from underneath Hammerlock Stadium, where Chairman Rose had his kind of energy-generating device. And according to the Pokemon website, Peony has a great affection for his daughter, who's brought to the Crown Tundra to meet legendary Pokemon, and, you know, if he's meeting legendary Pokemon, he's probably a well-seasoned trainer, perhaps the person who beat Rose for the championship title. Perhaps Peony was one of the 1 or 2 in-between champions of the Gala region. But on top of that, the whole thing about him having affection for his daughter, well, Chairman Rose also has a very interesting kind of soft spot, I guess, for orphans, for kids who have the dream of becoming a Pokemon master. You can kind of see that in the Twilight Wings episodes, or just in the games, where he gives Bede the orphan a Pokemon, a Hatenna. Maybe Peony is somehow, like, living out the life with his daughter, discovering underground legendary Pokemon. Maybe he's living the life that Chairman Rose wishes he could live, sort of. Whereas Peony is all about big adventures and going out there and Gigantamax battles. Chairman Rose is about, you know, business. He's running Macrocosmos. He's running the whole of Winden. In fact, it's said that he built Winden pretty much from nothing. But again, like, when did he do this? He's probably only 40, 50. Do you really expect me to believe that the whole of Winden was built over, like, 25 years? That is incredibly fast, even if you are harnessing the power of Dynamax and Gigantamax Pokemon. No, I suspect that the chairman before Chairman Rose, the very one that asked Mustard to win a rigged match, was perhaps Chairman Rose's father. Chairman Rose and Peony's father. And they actually entered the championships, because imagine this whole industry built around Pokemon gym battles. If you are the chairman of the league and the champion is your son, it's a family business. It's a lot of power to have, and Chairman Rose certainly likes his power. Of course, this is all speculative and fan theory, and I'll be interested to see what I can find in the Crown Tundra, because, fun fact, I'm recording this before the Crown Tundra comes out, but it's coming to you a few days after the Crown Tundra's come out, so it'll be interesting to see how it all comes together. If those pieces all come together, it does start to paint a picture. Let me just do a little bit more building while I gather my thoughts. I gotta think about this. Full series of events, Pokemon Sword and Shield, kind of prehistory, I guess. You've got 70 years ago, the fairy gym leader Opal takes over the gym from her mum. That's the first thing that we've got. 20 years later, or 50 years ago, Mustard becomes the champion, beating out Opal and moving on from being a fighting type Pokemon gym leader to a champion. Mustard reigns as champion for about 18 years until sadly he loses his partner Pokemon, and after that his victories start waning a little bit. And the chairman of the time, we're assuming the father of Chairman Rose, the person who really started building Wyndon, the beginning of the whole kind of chairman business, father to the nowadays Chairman Rose, and of course Peony, he goes, Mustard, my buddy, my pal, I don't suppose you're interested in winning a rigged match. You haven't been doing so well lately, and you know, these Pokemon battles, they gotta look pretty spectacular. We don't have Dynamax Pokemon yet, so how about you, we just sort of guarantee that you win the match, to which Mustard, being Mustard, is like, no, that's not how I want to do things. And as we know from his league card, he then retires after 18 years of being champion, which is a record-setting time in the Galar region. There's maybe some kind of interim champion, but eventually the chairman goes, okay, well, look, I want to be able to control how amazing these games look, so I'm going to have both of my sons compete in the next Pokemon Championship League, which we know Chairman Rose did compete in, and he came second place, presumably to his brother, someone who is actually capable of going out there and meeting legendary Pokemon in his later years. So Rose and Peony have a Pokemon battle for the championship title, and Peony wins it, becoming the champion, and Rose, though, then doesn't, get cast aside by his father or anything. Instead, because of his sort of business acumen, he's invited to become the next chairman, the new Chairman Rose. I'm assuming Rose is a family name and not his actual first name. Meanwhile, Mustard has gone off globetrotting around the world. He's met Kubfu, he's come back, he's made the Isle of Armor, he's been training up someone he's interested in, which is Leon. And while Mustard does describe Leon as one of his best pupils ever, he gives him the G-Max Charmander, which becomes his signature Charizard, the guy can't even make his way to the Tower of Two Fists, which, they're pretty hard to miss on the Isle of Armor, which says to me that maybe that's where Chairman Rose recognized him. A decent enough Pokemon trainer, but maybe someone who wouldn't question if, like his father had done with Mustard, the matches are rigged. And he ushers up Mustard's protege as the new Pokemon champion of the Galar region, and Leon somehow becomes the unbeaten until Chairman Rose disappears at the end of the game. I don't know, I think those pieces are starting to come together a little bit. So I think it's a good story, but is it a Pokemon theory? Is the evidence there, or am I just sort of reading between the lines a little bit? I think I might be. I'm just looking for that one final thing to make it all complete, to make it all tell a story. And that is how I come up with a Pokemon theory, just putting the pieces together. Have I come up with a fully fledged theory yet? No, but I am hoping to very, very soon. In the meantime, I guess I'll get on and build the rest of my Pokemon Mega Construx. And again, a massive thank you to Mega Construx for sponsoring this video. There are so many different ones to collect. They are fun to build. I'm personally looking forward to, I'm really, really, really looking forward, actually, once I get through Ponyta and Mew, to building my jumbo-sized Eevee. It looks kind of like it's been Dynamaxed. I'm sure I will post up some pictures on Instagram when I'm done making it, and maybe I'll think of some more Pokemon theories while I do. Don't forget, whether you're a collector of Pokemon, a photographer, and you're just going to pose it like I have been with Charmander, or whether you're just really looking forward to your next build, thank you to them for sponsoring this video. With that being said, so hi Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.